pictures are on Yelp. Pull up all these pictures and you're like, oh, that's the dessert you're eating? All right, for sure. That's the candle? Okay, that's the same candle. I know where that.
Babe, 45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. Wait, can you run that long? No offense.
That's how I got married, dog. You know, first date, bro.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, my first date with her.
And look at.
I think a guy's more comfortable being alone than a girl, but I mean that's a whole nother
think so? Welcome to the Men Don't Know Podcast. I'm the man of many friends, your host and creator, Chris Boone. Here on the podcast, we talk with a bunch of guys. We ask a bunch of women questions over wine and cocktails. Whether you're listening to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, YouTube, or you downloaded that Men Don't Know Podcast app, I cannot thank y'all enough. Merch stores open as always, but hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at mendontknow.com, or hop on the mendontknow.com website and shoot me a message. Coy, my guy, how are we living?
That's good.
Man, we are doing the 25 days till Christmas, and we are here with you guys 5 days a week. 5. Wow, that's kind of
count
them. Question of the day. We're going to do one caller on these episodes, and those callers are going to genuinely know how to answer these questions correctly, and that's why we are going with them. Question is, what is the most important lesson about love that their partner has taught them? And I feel like when we're asking these questions, you got to ask people that have been with their partner for some time.
So still with it doesn't count love, but an ex.
Yeah, I mean, I like with situations like this, I want it to be still with them.
Okay.
Because of the fact that I think love is seasons, love changes, attraction changes, a lot of things changes with time.
Mm-hmm. So you want them to stand the test?
Yeah, because of the things they've learned from their partner.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, so let's get to it. Let me call Jess, 'cause that's who I want to call for this one.
Hello.
Jess, what up?
Hi.
How we doing?
Oh, we're good.
All right. Okay. Okay. I'm here with Coy. Coy, say what's up, Jess.
We're good. What's up, Jess?
Hi.
Okay. Question of the day.
Yeah.
I got to read this to you because I don't want to get tongue-tied. What is the most important lesson about love that your partner has taught you?
Well, it's actually unconditional love, I think.
Okay. You got to elaborate on that because let me explain something. I think nowadays we forget how much we learn from our partner that we take it for granted at times where we aren't looking at how far we've come in such little or so much time that have passed.
Okay.
So,
well, go ahead.
I know it's unconditional love, but what have you learned to help you love him more?
I think the fact that he's the first person who has literally loved me no matter what, even when...
Because that's what my guys do. You know, I get the unconditional part. That's what we...
it's like, I think people really think like, oh, of course I love this person unconditionally. Like, no. Like, when I say unconditionally, like, I completely feel like there has been nothing that has happened or that could happen that he hasn't just loved me no matter what, mustered through it, even when I wasn't even on the same page. On top of like everyday life, on top of surgery, on top of being sick. And it's funny because it's not just emotional. A lot of it is very emotional. but it's also because of the way that he treats me is the way that he taught me how to treat him.
We good, aren't we? We good.
I can't stand you. I can't stand you. But yeah, no, like we've talked about this stuff before, and it's funny because I was actually just talking to someone I've been friends with for years last night, and we were having the same conversation. But it's hard to, I feel like, die to yourself. If you're, again, I've said this before, if you're not always worried about yourself and you worry about your person, then you eventually teach that person that they're going to also not need to worry about themselves, which can help them focus on you. So you're both always focused on each other instead of being selfish.
Do you think that's what's the lacking in relationships for relationships to succeed? The other part knowing, like, I got you, I got us, like, if you worry about me, I will worry about you. And do you think that's what's missing?
I think a lot of things are missing in relationships, but for sure, I think there is a lot of tit for tat.
Yeah.
But, like, if I could tell anybody anything, if you can just stop doing that, just stop doing that at any point in your relationship and just focus on the problem and not the person, then you guys can work together on fixing things and being healthier in general. But again, it kind of depends on what your own issues are. But the tit for tat, I feel like, is a really big thing for a lot of people. Like, oh, well, you know, he follows a bunch of random girls, so I'm gonna follow a bunch of random guys. Okay, so how's that solving your problem?
Yeah,
it's just making your problem worse. Like, oh, well, he doesn't take me into consideration when he gets home. He doesn't do this, so I'm not gonna cook for him when I get home because he's not doing that for me. Like, okay, again, you're digging your own graves. Eventually, you're both going to just be tired of each other and not want to do anything for each other. So, again, it's like you're not teaching that person. I definitely, since I've gotten older, I'm a firm believer in teach me how you want me to love you. So,
that's a bar. That's a bar.
You know, not everybody, like, everyone talks about love languages and stuff like that. Not everybody's love language is the same. It's just different. For me personally, strangely enough, I don't have to get gifts in order for me to feel love. Most guys think that that's what, like, I got to get her this, I got to get her that. That's not my thing. My thing is usually time spent and, like, words of affirmation. So, like, I really care more so about hanging out with you. There's times where we could not go out for a few weeks to do anything, but, you know, can you come home and just hang out with me? Even if you want to watch the Laker game, that's cool. I just want to be able to sit next to you and I'll be on my iPad. I could be watching something totally different, but I want to be with you. Things like that. And his is different. Like, he knows that about me, but he likes to buy me gifts. Like, he likes little surprises. It doesn't have to be anything great and huge, but, like, just simple little things. And I think it's hard to kind of, like, ask that person. Sometimes people, another thing with females, like, I hate to say just girls, but society has had them thinking, like, oh, this whole, like, I need to be in this type, like, mind frame of, like, oh, I handle this, I don't need a man, blah 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 blah. Okay, that's great and that's fine that that's how you feel, but in reality, women should be soft. Women should want a man.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
You should want to do certain things for the person that you're with. Like, you don't ever really need anybody, but you should want that. Like, it's crazy to me to think that there's females out there that are really like, well, I don't want a man or I don't need a man. Like, I'll just do this. It's not like, that's great. But like, what female really wants to work 60 to like 80 hours in a week just to prove that they can hustle? Like, yeah, hustle, whatever. But everything also has their time frame. Like, there was a portion of our relationship where I worked a lot. Mm-hmm. Do I still do side hustles and work? Yes, but not like I used to. And I'm okay releasing those reins and trusting that he's going to be able to handle those things. Right. But it's also because he's shown me that over time. Yeah. So it's a lot of trust. It's a lot of not doing that tit for tat. I feel like a lot of our friends' conversations that you and I have had with other people that 100%. Are, they do a lot of the tit for tat while they're still not doing this. So, well, this person's doing this. And it's just like, okay. So what do you want the end result to be?
Yeah, exactly.
To one up you at the final score, you know?
Right. It's just like, what's the end result? What are you doing then? I mean, if somebody does something to you that you care about, somebody you are supposed to love, you should not want to hurt them back. You should want to fix the problem.
Yeah.
And that's funny too, because I heard Salma Hayek say that in one of her interviews, because they asked her how she's been married so long and if she's happy and blah, blah, blah. And she said something very similar, that her and her husband, when there's an issue that she finds that it really helps that they don't attack each other. Well, that happened because you did this. Instead, they focus on the problem so that they can both learn. So yeah, there's a lot of things I feel like people need to tweak in their relationships, but whether or not they will submit to that is a whole different situation.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, it's just, I feel like you guys have 20 in, and I only know a few couples that have made it to like 10 and 12, and it didn't work out after that. And it was crazy. It was crazy to me because weird. I was like, damn, a decade in, like 15.
We were talking about that too. That people who get divorced at like 70, like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah,
67 years old. Like, you've been together for like 30 plus years. Like, what's the point of that? Work it out. But
figure that out. But,
I mean,
but do you think it's because they've never learned how to, like, they've never taken on the idea of what their partner taught them of how to love love them?
I think it has a lot to do with learning your person. Mm-hmm. But again, it's not, I mean, it is women, but it's not just women, because yes, I feel like women should be a little more submissive. But before any women get upset about that, in order for a woman to be submissive, you have to have a man who can lead. Not a man child, not a boy. It's got to be somebody who's stepped up to be a man. Yeah, and I feel like once you're with somebody like that, it's very easy to say, I trust you. Like, how many people have you dated that you can say you really, really trust? Have you ever been with someone that you can wholeheartedly say, here's my phone, here's my passwords to everything, here's my bank account, you can talk to any of my friends, ask whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. No hesitation. Can you do that with the person that you're with and know that person would never hurt you or take advantage of your situation?
Yeah, no, 100%.
A lot of people can't.
Yeah, no, I don't think people I don't think people that are married can even give up a passcode to their phone. I'm like that. Like, where are you going?
That's wild.
Where you going? Yeah, like, where are you going, bro? Like,
that's I don't know. That's weird. But that's also I don't agree or believe in the separation of the whole like privacy and or finances.
No, yeah.
People who are married and do that, like, well, I have my money, she has her money, and then we have our money. No. And it's just like, okay, but why? Like, I need to know what the reason is behind that, because no matter what money I've ever made, even if my husband doesn't ask like, oh, well, how much did you make on that? I've always been forthcoming when it comes to money.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I think that's freaking weird. Like, I'm not about, there's so many millions of things to fight about in the world. I'm not going to fight about money.
Absolutely not.
I'm not going to say that this is my money or your money or not. Like, if we're supposed to be a couple, we should be doing everything together.
Yep. 100%. I'm with you.
And that's just another thing, though, that I feel like causes problems. Because now you have somebody you have two people who have two separate accounts, and now who's holding that other person accountable for what they spend money on, where they're going, what they're doing?
Yeah, no.
Nobody.
No,
it's weird.
All right, get back to it. When you gonna come get this sweater?
I saw that. He showed me the text. Probably after this weekend, we're going to Big Bear.
All right, sounds good.
Nice.
Hit me up.
Okay. All right.
Later.
All right, bye.
Bye, Jess.
Nah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. And I know it's one of those things. But like she said, like he showed me how to love him unconditionally.
All right. I wanted to ask you about unconditional love. Like, does that come as soon as you guys are in love, or
no, I think
that
builds up and comes over time.
Yeah.
That comes over time. All right. Let's get up out of here, guys. We're going to be here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We are here through the holidays to help get you through that Christmas rush. Koi, my guy, we are out. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for listening, whether you listen to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, YouTube, or you downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app. I can't thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always, but hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at mendontknow.com, or hop on the mendontknow.com website and shoot me a message. Koi, my guy, we are out.
Right.